all that marketing has to be supported and developed based upon marketing research. It's a big, big area that you go through because of the fact you may have a great product and you may have a good marketing campaign, but if it's not based on who you're targeting as your customer, you're going to miss the entire thing and you may miss a lot of sales because you didn't do your research properly. So you want to look for the opportunities and challenges that you have. The research, you want to identify products consumers have used in the past and what they want in the future. And hopefully your product or service will meet them there in that future, especially if the future is tomorrow. So research uncovers business trends, and you really want to look at a lot of different things in the research area. You want to be able to define the problem. All the time, whether it's decision-making in management or decision-making in marketing, make certain you know what problem your product is solving and make certain you determine the present situation. Then you want to analyze a way to collect research data and be able to analyze the data and choose the best solution, a data-driven solution, and then implement it in the process. So defining the question and determining the present situation. What is the present situation? Make that sure that's the first thing. What are the problems or opportunities? What are the alternatives? What information is needed? And how should the information be gathered? So those are all about the marketing research. A lot of times you have two different kinds of data, and really all data will fit between the two. You have secondary data, and that's data that's already been developed and already is out there and available to you, either free or at some minimal cost, hopefully in the process. But usually that secondary data is sitting up there and it was really looking to answer somebody else's question. Now, that question could be exactly the same as yours or similar to yours, so the data may well apply. But make certain that you really know what the data is and what the original question was they're trying to focus in on. But the best way to actually determine your marketing research plan is to have primary data. Primary data is when you define what the question is and what the product and the service you're offering, what needs it's going to fulfill, and you go out and you gather the information for your own individual operations as you go through. The best way to doing that is having a focus group, frankly. It really sounds a little bit outdated, but getting people together and then sit there, give them some kind of stipend or feed them, that really helps a lot in the process. But get the people and have a directed discussion in the process as you go through. They're relatively easy to do. Plan out your questions you should go through, sit around in a circle, feed them in the process, make sure you give them something for their trouble to sit there and help you in the process, but gather it and talk to them and ask them about different aspects what they're looking for, and make certain that the people you're talking to are going to be potential customers as you go through. Once you gather the data, now you're going to analyze it, make it useful information by having careful and honest interpretation. Try not to skew it to suit your product or service. Try to make certain that your product or service is responding to what they're really saying. Choose the best solution and then implement it as you go through. So the benefits, analyze the needs and satisfaction, look on the current markets and opportunities, look on the effective marketing strategies, analyze the goal or achievement, find out what your customers think. Use informal surveys, host a customer focus group, listen to competitors' customers, survey your sales force, and go to the store yourself as a mystery shopper. So marketing research, know about primary data where you gather it yourself for your organization based upon your customer clientele who's going to use your product or service. Secondary data, it's a lot easier to get, but may not apply to you, but make sure you understand what that is. And use surveys, focus group, a mystery customer, and survey your competitors' customers as well. Take care.